Welcome everybody to season 5, episode 6 of Oz Media's Motivate Me 313 podcast. Today's title is Schoolyard to Social Media. Is bullying getting worse? For those that may not know, October is anti-bullying month, so this is why we chose to do this show at the time, during this time exactly. Let me go ahead and introduce everybody who's in the building today. Starting off with little big bro, Yusuf T on the back on the ones and twos as always. We appreciate him. To the right of me, doing his first podcast show ever, Noor Qayyad. Of course, you got myself, Omar T. And then to the left of me, doing his second or third? Third podcast ever. The nephew, Big Sal Thabet. Can we get one more round of applause, please, and thank you. Shout out to Big Sal, 80 pounds on the scale.
I like my high face.
All right, shout out to Big Sal. Listen, why did I bring these guys on the show? Well, first of all, instead of talking to adults who think they know it all and got it all figured out on a topic like bullying, why not bring young, maybe preteens, I'm assuming, almost teenagers, to come on the show because they're the ones who are actually living through it. They're both in 8th grade?
Yes.
Both 8th graders about to enter high school. Look at the statistics. Most middle schoolers are the ones that deal with bullying and especially online bullying the most. And that's where you have a lot of issues. And so that's what we're going to discuss. You know, I think bullying is a great topic to cover. And that's why I was like, you know what? Instead of bringing adults on this conversation, let's bring the young fellas. And shout out to Big Sal because, you know, he always bothers me and says, yo, I want to come on the show. I want to come on the show. So, you know, I was like, you know what? It's a perfect conversation. So with that said, how can you follow us? We're on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Apple, and Spotify podcasts, all under Oz Media. You can find all those platforms on our website at ozmedia313.com. Shout out to the sponsors of this show: Juicebox, Holy Bowly, Wingfellas, Beit El Mocha, Chillbox, Melika Kebab, Hanley International Academy, The Family Doc, GEE Preparatory Academy, and Royal Kebab. Let's go ahead and give a shout out to the school that's best and known to all, Hanley International Academy, Yusuf T. And then we're going to officially get the show rolling. Shout out to Hanley. Let's be honest. If you're looking for the place that has the best K-8 school for your child, then the choice should be easy, and that's Hanley International Academy. Hanley International Academy is a school that treats every student and staff like their own family. It's even in their vision statement, educating your child like our own. The academics there are great. The athletics there are great. Thank you to the staff and administrators at Hanley for educating our leaders of tomorrow. To learn more about Hanley, you can visit their website at hanleyacademy.com or call them at 313-875-8888. All right, we are officially back. All right. So with that said, before we even dive into the conversation, Noor, I'll start off with you. Noor, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? Whatever you want to share about yourself, who you are, where you from, and maybe like a favorite hobby of yours. Like, what do you like doing?
My name is Noor. I'm from Yemen. I grew up in Dearborn, Michigan. I live in Canton, and my favorite hobby is playing basketball, playing sports.
So you live in Canton and you drive all the way to Star from in Dearborn Heights?
Yes, I do.
Don't they have a Star in Canton?
They do, but I'm not sort of comfortable with the schools in Canton. I've been in Star since I was a kindergartner, and I like it there.
That boy Noor talking way better than Sal already. Sal, I'm gonna start counting points right now. It's 1-0. Noor is in the lead. All right, I just want to let you know, Sal. Shout out to Big Sal, nephew Sal. I'm happy that I'm starting to see him grow up and mature. So that's what happens in life. You know, he's becoming almost a teenager, right? You're a couple weeks away from being a teenager officially, about to go into high school, inshallah, next year. Sal, how you been? Talk to me. Tell us a little bit about yourself and, you know, what you like doing.
My name is Saleh Thabet. I go to Star International Academy in Dearborn Heights, Michigan. My favorite hobby is basketball stuff. I was on team last year for sharpshooter. Let's talk about bullying.
We ain't talking about bullying yet. Let's slow down. We just want to keep it right there because we ain't going to go into the bullying just yet. Now, before you continue about that, y'all both said basketball. You know I have to ask the question.
I bet.
You already know what the question is. Who's a better hooper, Sal or Noor? Go.
Noor already knows the answer. It's me.
Sal.
Wow, that easy?
Sal, yeah.
Hey, listen, I need you to argue while we're on the show. You can maybe believe it off the show, but don't be letting him slide like that and getting that W like that early. All right, that boy Big Sal. But no, I'm just joking. But anyways, like I said, today we're gonna talk about bullying. Appreciate you guys for coming on the show today, and inshallah, let's make this a great conversation and let's have some fun. All right. So my first question, and I'll let you start off this one, Sal, is judging off what you heard maybe from your dad or even older cousins or whatever it is. What did bullying look like back then? And how does that compare to what kids face online today? And I'm just going to quickly help you with this answer a little bit by telling you, phones were never around. You know what I'm saying? Online was never a thing. Internet was not a thing when we're talking about, 30 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So, your dad's growing up. So bullying really only happened face to face. In school, outside of school, we're going to meet you at the flagpole. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you better come outside or lunchroom. So, how does that, how is bullying now different than what it was back then? So
back in the day, no one had phones, TVs, or anything. So people say, come outside of the field or something. And now people have technology. They can use fake accounts to bully people and stuff like Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok. So my perspective on bullying, like back in the days and till now, this is different. It's getting worse.
So do you think there's more online bullying happening now than like face-to-face bullying?
Yes.
All right, Noor, I'm gonna shift over to you.
Mm-hmm.
Same question. How, maybe you've heard stories in the past from, older siblings, parents, whoever it may be. How has bullying changed from back then till now?
Bullying changed from back then to now because back then it was more of like face-to-face bullying, and now it's through screens, and sometimes people hide in profiles that other people don't know about, and it can be more harsh than back then.
So let me ask you guys this question. Do you think bullies are weaker now since they're hiding behind the screen?
Yes, because they all talk and stuff, but person say, I'm sorry. Like, what's the point of being a bully if you're not strong? It doesn't make sense. Because they're embarrassing yourself to be a bully. It's not cool.
How about you? What do you think?
I mean,
because back then, bully would be right in front of your face.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well now since it's behind a screen, I mean, I don't think they're gonna end up showing themselves that they were actually bullying. They're just gonna keep hiding behind the screen and continue it.
Good answers. We're gonna dive into a lot more because I have a question off of that too. Because like, what do we call bullying and what do we call trolling? You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like trolling is the new, like it happens more than actually bullying.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people troll.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll talk more about that. So this is a serious question. This is story time. Okay. Has anyone here ever experienced or witnessed bullying firsthand? I'll start off with you, Noor.
I've never experienced bullying. I don't let anyone bully me.
That Noor said I don't play around.
I don't play around. I don't.
He said he got a 2-piece no biscuit ready to go if he's messing with him.
I hit him with these.
Yeah.
I've witnessed bullying before. One thing I learned about it is don't just bystand and look at it. Don't just go up to the person bullying. Tell them face to face. Yo, you gotta stop it, bro. You can't do that.
Okay, but I'm gonna be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I want you to be honest with me because this is honest time.
Yeah.
All right, we on the podcast show.
Mm-hmm.
What did you do when you witnessed it?
When I witnessed it, I went up to the person that was bullying and I straight up told them, yo, you gotta stop it. You're hurting someone's feelings and they could possibly snitch on you. You could possibly get detention or suspended. It's just overall not good. Just don't do it.
So you did something about it?
Yeah.
Shout out to my boy Noor, man. Great choice, Saleh, by bringing him here. Saleh, on the other hand, shout out to Big Sal. Have you ever witnessed or experienced or maybe seen with your own 2 eyes bullying, and kind of tell us what happened?
I witnessed it before. I mean, none happened to me because they know what happened. But I witnessed it
That doesn't happen to you?
No.
Big Sal.
Last year I witnessed it in 7th grade.
Okay.
So there's a kid.
Don't say names.
I'm not.
By the way, don't say names. Okay, I just want to let you know. Make sure you don't say names.
So there's a kid last year talking and stuff. So like many people like making fun of him and stuff. I started feeling bad because I know he was talking, like too much people like on him and stuff. It's, like I feel bad. So when some of my friends like going on to them like bullying him, I'm like chill and stuff. Let's let him talk because he's getting bad deeds. Because like if we talk with him and it's because it's encouraging him to do it more. So let's let it be.
Yeah. So you told them to chill out and cut it short.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
this year we're good now. They're good.
Everybody's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you listen, man. Growing up, man. You grow up in a. We grew up 6 Mile, then Hamtramck, and Hamtramck back then, and not what it is now. A lot of it now, Hamtramck is filled with Arab and Bengalis, but back then, you had a lot of different backgrounds. So, you have your moments where like people used to make fun of you because of who you are. Like we grew up where September 11, 2001 happened, right when we were going to school. So after those moments, a lot of people were making comments to us and laughing at us, acting like we were the ones that were actually responsible, for the attacks on 9/11. So that's the kind of bullying that whatever. But the one thing I'll say is, growing up, I did always make sure to not allow that to happen in front of me. Your friends. Again, bullying is such a vague thing. Like, what is bullying? You know what I'm saying? But you and your friends, you guys kind of roast each other. Sometimes you tend to roast one person more than others, so you could argue that's kind of bullying in a way. But in terms of like physical stuff, or I see somebody like when somebody's getting bullied, you can see it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a less fortunate kid who is probably quiet and not really bothering nobody. Then you got the the strong guys that try to walk around and make things happen. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I never, especially in front of my face. Now I'm not gonna sit here and act like I was going around stopping stuff. But if it was in front of me, I would say chill out. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that here. Don't do that in front of me. And so I think that is the right way of carrying yourselves, guys. Because always remember that you can be in that person's situation at any point of life. We're going to talk about how adults can get bullied too. Mm-hmm. Adults get bullied till this day. You know what I'm saying? So you never know when that situation may come. You might be outnumbered in a situation. You can't control it. So always remember that if you see it, say something. We're going to talk about being bystanders and everything else too. But thank you for sharing those answers. Thank you for sharing those responses as well. So let me ask you this question back to you, Saleh, okay? What's more damaging, the face-to-face confrontation of old school bullies or the anonymous attacks that happen online? What do you think is more damaging?
I feel like online. Because, like, online can, be, like, many accounts, talk about personal stuff. Face-to-face, old school, you can handle it by yourself. Like, hit them or anything, snitch. I feel like online.
Oh, snitches get stitches, though.
Yeah, I know. But, like, you can use fist.
No, I'm just messing around. Don't use the word snitch. Just telling an adult.
To let them know what's happening.
Yeah, for sure.
But I feel like online right now is more effective.
For real?
Yeah.
So you would rather deal with the bully physically than deal with a online troll who's probably making fun of you and knows things about you, and now a lot of people are reading those comments or those messages, and so I mean, it's an interesting question. How about you? What do you think is more damaging?
I think online is more damaging, in my opinion, because back then it was face to face. You could handle it by yourself. You could tell a trusted adult, but I mean, with online, you can still tell a trusted adult but a lot of these kids, they don't tell adults. They just keep it to themselves and they just take it,
And so, what do you think happens to those kids that are just taking it in and not telling anybody about it?
I think they feel they down themselves,
So likely they get like depressed and sad and angry and stressed out and stuff. So, and I know we're gonna dive into this later, but let's dive into it now. Why not? Why don't these kids tell the adults? Like, why do you feel like kids your age, in middle school especially, and in high school, have a hard time telling adults what's going on in their life?
I think they have a hard time telling adults because they don't want to cause more problems. But, I mean, you have to. You can't just keep taking it in and then you do nothing about it.
Define more problems, if you don't mind me asking. Like, when you say cause more problems, like what?
More problems? I mean, possibly, getting police involved. I mean, trying to talk to the bully's parents. I mean, trying to talk to the bully.
Do you think that, like, for example, you know how as guys,
Mhm.
hey, if you snitching, we're gonna catch you some other
Yeah.
time. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't worry about, you gonna snitch?
Yeah.
Okay. You think that also plays a factor too? Like, where, like, you're telling on them in a way, and obviously your parents are not gonna be walking with you 24/7.
Yeah.
That it might actually make it worse.
I think it gets the person that's getting bullied. I think it makes them more like scared that okay, like you're a bully, you're telling them if you're gonna snitch, we're gonna threatening them. I think it makes them more like scared, and that's the reason why they don't tell a trusted adult.
How about you, Big Sal? Why do you think people your age and even in high school and they don't tell a trusted adult when they're getting bullied?
Because if they're all taking it in, then the bully said, if you tell someone, I'm going to catch you. Because you're right. Your parents aren't going to be with you 24/7. So they probably get scared, like to avoid it. And like more stuff happen, like the police, anything happens. So like they would rather keep it in to yourself, but I don't think that's right. Snitch on them. If they hit you, keep snitching until they get suspended or in trouble. Let the police get involved because it's their fault. They're encouraged to bully them and stuff. So let's keep it happening.
So this is my advice in this situation. If you're ever getting bullied, just like how I tell my daughters before they go to school, if anyone bothers you, you better tell me. Because we can handle it in a way where it won't happen again. And obviously every situation is different. And so you can address it however is necessary. But there's no excuse to not tell an adult. And when I say adult, it doesn't have to be your parents. Everybody has a cool uncle or a cool auntie or a cool cousin that's older or a cool friend or somebody that's older. And so tell somebody that you trust and that will do something about it. Because you don't want to go and tell other people that's going to make it a bigger problem than it needs to be. Address the situation. Don't just accept the bullying. All you're going to do is drown yourself in a depressive state to where what's happening nowadays is people are hurting themselves. The highest rate of suicide are from kids ages 13 to 17. Look it up. And why does that happen? Because of bullying, especially now with online. People are posting pictures. People are commenting, you're ugly. People are at home crying about it. And now they think they're ugly. And guess what? They hurt themselves. It happens. Look it up. So don't just stay quiet. Make sure you speak to someone about it if it ever does happen to you. And make sure you're speaking to the right people too. Maybe it's not your teacher. Maybe start off with your parents. Maybe it is your teacher. Go talk to your teacher. Let them know what's going on. We'll pause right there and give a shout out to our next sponsor. Let's go ahead and give a shout out to another great school that is online as GEE Preparatory Academy. We appreciate them and their support. Shout out to GEE. GEE Preparatory Academy. You have a kid that wants to work but can't because they have to go to in-person classes? Sign them up for GEE Prep. You have a kid who plays travel sports and doesn't have time to attend in-person learning? Sign them up for GEE Prep. GEE promotes mastery of the 21st century skills, literacy, integration of technology, problem solving, and inquiry thinking. The GEE mission focuses on what it considers to be essential character traits for the development of the whole child: respectful, responsible, tolerant, collaborative, creative, curious, empathetic, and ethical. It is the goal of GEE to graduate students with the skills and character traits needed to be successful in college, work, and life. Online learning is a new way of learning. You can sign your kid up for GEE Prep by going to their website at gee-edu.com. All right, I am Yusuf. I'm not. There you go, Yusuf. I'm not on. There we go. I'm sorry. So how? First of all, we're back. Shout out to Noor. Shout out to Big Cell. Okay. So how do platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and Snapchat amplify bullying, especially for teenagers or young preteens? And again, I know y'all touched on this, but let's dive into it. So how does those platforms make it even a higher risk of bullying?
They make it worse by people literally going undercover as not being themselves, and they go and they bully other people, and it's bad because the person that's getting bullied, they don't know who it is, they don't know what's going on, and it could keep happening, and it could just keep getting worse and worse and worse.
How about you, Big Sal? Like, how do the platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and Snapchat, make it worse for people who are getting bullied, especially for young teenagers?
Like what Noor said, they can go undercover, especially the bullies mentioned. There's multiple bullies. They can make groups with all the bullies against the one kid that's getting bullied.
Have you seen that happen before?
Yes, many times.
And so what platform, if you don't mind me asking, is the one where you've seen that happen?
Snapchat.
So if you were to rank them, where do you think bullying happens the most? Snapchat, TikTok, or Instagram?
Snapchat, TikTok, Instagram.
So Snapchat, obviously, it's like a way more personal, right?
Yeah.
Because TikTok and Instagram, you post publicly, it's everywhere. Snapchat, it's like I feel like it's like a bunch of story posts. You know what I'm saying? You post on your story. Like, does Snapchat allow you to post like where like anyone can see your videos, or is it like
Yeah.
just your stories?
So there's two. So first, only show your friends, like post it. Second, show people that you follow or like random people, like anyone can see it.
But it's all story stuff.
Yeah, all story.
Okay, like how Instagram and TikTok, you can just post it and it goes viral somewhere else. Okay, so you're saying that Snapchat is number one.
Mhm.
How often do you think bullying happens on Snapchat from the people that you know?
Not as used to be like, not as used to. Like it used to be a lot. Now they're all mature. Now they all got older. They're good.
How about you?
I mean, same with me. I stay away from people that bully others. I try to stay with the good friends. I'd say Snapchat is one of the worst. I don't have any social media but YouTube, but I'd say Snapchat is up there.
So why don't you have any social media but YouTube?
I don't have any social media but YouTube because my mom doesn't let me. She's not comfortable with me having Snapchat, TikTok, or Instagram. And me personally, I don't want to have it at the age I'm at right now.
Can I ask you a question about why do you think your mom does not let you have it?
Yeah, my mom does not let me have it because all the bullying that's going around, all the cyberbullying that's going around, adults talking to children, all of that.
So do you guys think more parents, do you guys think there should be an age limit for social media?
My opinion is like 50-50. Yes, to protect your child or son or daughter in it, but no. Like I'm 50-50, like I'm in the middle.
How about you, Noor?
Yes, absolutely.
First of all, listen, I 100% think there should be age limit. I think at minimum high school.
Mhm.
What are you posting in middle school? That like, how many middle schoolers are actually making money on social media? Maybe you can name off 2 or 3 people, but I don't care. There's more than millions of people in middle school who are on social media. So those 2 or 3 people doesn't have a fair argument of why they should have social media. To me, I agree with you 100%. I think that at minimum high school, because at least in high school you're getting close to college, which is then you become an adult and you can prepare yourself, and handle yourself. But I believe that there's no reason why anyone middle school and below should have social media. I have social media to advertise Oz Media. If I didn't have Oz Media, I'm gonna be honest with you, I probably would be a ghost. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't see the point, But again, that's just my personal opinion. Obviously, others feel some different type of way. So, anybody want to add on to that, or you look like you about to say something? Okay, just want to throw that out there and give my 2 cents on that. So, Michigan law requires every school to have anti-bullying policies. Our schools, specifically your school, you don't have to just call them out, but we're talking about your school right now, actually enforcing these, or is it just paperwork? So do you think, basically the question is very simple, do you think your school is doing a good job at dealing with bullying?
Yes, because
Speak up louder too, please.
the school doesn't know if you're getting bullied unless you tell them. So, for example, if someone's getting bullied, you tell our dean. Our dean handles it perfectly. They talk to you, It depends on what the situation is. If it's bad, she'll suspend you max 3 days. If like call you fat, you're ugly and stuff, detention. Like I feel like, in my opinion, they do a good job.
How about you, Noor? Do you think your school does a good job with bullying?
No, I think it's just paperwork. No matter what, even if you tell a teacher, even if they do give you a detention or suspension, they still need to give you that lecture of saying not to bully. You know what I'm saying? Not to talk like that to other kids, other adults. Detention and suspension is just gonna leave them at home. I mean, it is gonna teach them a lesson not to do it again, but you never know if they're gonna do it again or not.
Can we give this guy Noor a round of applause, please? This is a Noor show. Saleh is just a guest. I'm just kidding, by the way. Shout out to Big Sal. You're doing a great job, too. See, that could be bullying what I'm doing, by the way. So I'm going to stop that. I got to work on that, too. Yusuf is nodding his head in the back. Chill out, Yusuf. Don't do that, Yusuf. Anyways, let me go back to what both of you guys said. I have not seen any school do what they're supposed to do when it comes to bullying. I've worked in schools. I was a teacher for 9 years, okay? 3 different schools. So at the end of the day, you don't be reactive when it comes to bullying. You got to be proactive. You said they do a good job. They suspend people when it happens. No. Why is it happening? I know you can't stop bullying, but you have to ask yourself that, why is it even happening in the first place? That's what it means to be reactive and proactive. Reactive is you're reacting after it happens. Proactive is you're attacking it before it even happens. So to me, do programs. Find out who are the kids that may be the victims and also the perpetrators, and put them in these, maybe a session where they sit down and, you got 7 chairs around and you have an adult sitting there and letting them express their thoughts on certain situations. There are ways to address this issue. Do not wait for the bullying to happen and then you decide to suspend somebody or give them a detention. Address it before it even happens. And I know schools are focused on so many other things. And that's why I'm not a big fan of the current education system that we have, because it's so worried about test scores rather than maturing and growing these young men and women into being good citizens once they get out of school. So that's just my personal opinion. If your school is waiting to suspend you after you do something, they're not doing a good job. I'm sorry to say that. Don't get me wrong. Of course, good job. You addressed it. But overall, why don't you be proactive instead of being reactive when it comes to bullying? So let me ask you guys the next question. This goes to you, Noor. Where's the line between online drama and actually, cyberbullying that causes real harm? Like, where do you feel like you're crossing the line where it's just like a bunch of boys just talking smack to like, yo, this is getting personal and I need to tell someone about this?
Online drama can be, conversations between boys, conversations between girls, talking about, things. I mean, it can also be talking about people, gossip, spreading rumors. Cyberbullying, on the other hand, is, it's also spreading rumors. Cyberbullying can be spreading rumors, but it can also be talking, sending direct messages to the person, bullying them, talking about them, calling them names.
So where do you feel like you got to draw the line? Like, where do you feel like it's like, okay, now you're crossing the line? Like when they start getting personal with it, or when they start cussing? Like, where do you feel like it's like starting to get ridiculous?
When they start cussing, when they start getting personal, when they start talking about me or even my family.
How about you, Sal? Where do you feel like it's like, yo, you're crossing the line, slow down?
I feel like when they cross the line is like about a family member, your parents, your dad or mom, even a dead family member. Like, it's not right. Like, if they cuss at you or make fun of you, I don't care, because they're trying to get me mad or something. Like, I don't care about that. But if they talk about family members or anything, I get pissed.
So, like, let's say right now, me and you are roasting each other, right? You're making fun of me, I'm making fun of you. And then I start saying, like, man, I might say something personal about your family member. That's where you feel like, hey, you need to chill out? Or, like, what? Like, is there anything about you where you feel like that when somebody says this, like, this is a no-go? Or you don't care? It's like free for all when it comes to like roasting each other.
Yeah,
Because
like
I know you like roasting, Sal, and it's fun. Don't get me wrong. Everybody roasts everybody. You know what I'm saying?
like I'll tell them to stop, but if they keep doing it and not listening, I'll take it to my own hands.
And what does that mean?
Like
You don't gotta answer that. We're gonna keep that. We're gonna keep that whatever. Call. All right. All right. So with that said, again, great responses, great conversation, and believe it or not, we're gonna actually run our last ad here. Okay. So let's give a shout out to our good friends Yusuf, and we're gonna go ahead and give a shout out this time to the Family Doc. Shout out to the Family Doc. The Family Doc, founded in 2021. The Family Doc Clinic and Urgent Care provides comprehensive primary and urgent care services with a patient-centered approach. Their competitive advantage lies in delivering high-quality, flexible care with same-day appointments and walk-in options. So if you twisted your ankle while playing basketball, go to the Family Doc. Your baby has got a cold and you have no scheduled appointment? Go to the Family Doc. With 3 locations in Dearborn Heights, Hamtramck, and Allen Park, the Family Doc team can take care of you anywhere and anytime. So make sure you stop by the Family Doc, where they strive to make healthcare seamless, stress-free, and accessible when patients require it the most. All right, we're officially back, and you said something interesting as we were running the ad about the Family Doc. You said you go to the Family Doc?
Yes, I go to the Family Doc. Shout out to Dr. Nasrallah. He always gets me right. Always makes me feel better whenever I'm sick.
All right, so Dr. Nasrallah, I know him as Dr. Ali because that's his first name, but maybe just like teachers, you're not supposed to say their first name. You're supposed to just go by their last name, so shout out to you for the respect. And next time you see him, make sure you say, like, yo, we were on Oz Media and we gave you a shout out. That's number 1. And then number 2, you said that they take care of you. They make sure you're good,
Yes,
good
sir.
to go.
Yeah.
All right, shout out to the Family Doc. You know what I'm saying? We don't just get sponsors and advertisers. We specifically find the right ones because we know that they're all about the community, and we try to be all about the community as well. All right? Keeping this rolling. All right, and we talked about the trusted adult stuff. The number was at 38%. I got that number. We kind of already addressed that, so we're going to keep that going. So how do we teach kids to be upstanders, not bystanders, when they see bullying happen or in person? So instead of just sitting back and watching the bullying happen, and I know you guys both said y'all were both in situations before where y'all came in and y'all addressed the situation, but how do you teach other people to be like that? How do you teach your friends, everybody that you know, to be more upstanders rather than being bystanders?
look at their body, look at their face, look at their acting. So if you see someone sad but they're not saying nothing, go up to the bully and say, chill out, stop. Look at his face, he's getting upset. But he can't say nothing because they're scared the bully will do something to them. So in my opinion,
yeah. So how do you motivate them to still say something even when you might? Hey, listen, it's okay to be scared. You know what I'm saying? Hey, but you still should say something or do something as a person who is in the background watching, even if you are scared. But how do you teach them to do something? What would you motivate them or say to them?
I'll tell them just speak. If they do something to you, just go snitch and I'm right here next to them just in case something happens. I'll stop the fight or anything. But it shouldn't lead to the fight. If you talk back to them and they touch you, snitch.
Noor, same question to you. How do you teach somebody to be an upstander rather than being a bystander?
You can teach them to be me personally, I would rather be a upstander than a bystander, because a bystander, you're just sitting there watching someone getting bullied, or even you are getting bullied. I'd go up to the person that's getting bullied. I'd tell them to stand up for yourself. You know what I'm saying? If they're putting their hands on you, if they're pushing you, I want you to defend yourself. Put your hands on them back, or even tell a trusted adult. But I'd rather be a upstander than a bystander.
Bullying, like I said, it happens even for adults, right? And every situation is different. But I think what they need to understand, the people that are getting bullied, first of all, is sometimes it's best to fight back. Even if you lose, then just accept it and just get bullied. Because the bully will never stop. It will never stop. You know what I'm saying? But also pick and choose your battles. I'm not telling you to fight back. I'm not saying that that's always the solution. To be honest with you, my first advice would be, walk away. You know what I'm saying? walk away from situations, walk away from the comments. If you can't handle the comments, turn off the comments on your posts. Unfriend anybody that's messaging you and being disrespectful. Block them. That would be my first advice. But now let's say it's to your face and there's really no out. Like, it's not like just like a random person that you just met on the street and you're never going to see them. Like, this person is a person that you see every single day, 24/7, and you have already tried to talk to an adult. Sometimes it's best to just stand up for yourself, because don't allow that to happen. That's my advice. Talk to an adult, walk away. Those are the first 2 steps to do. And if nothing is changing, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. Like, you've seen movies, you've seen videos. I know y'all seen them viral videos where the bully is standing over a young kid, or somebody. And then the person that was getting bullied finally stands up to him and knocks out the bully. I bet you that bully ain't bothering him no more, or bothering her no more. So, I'm not saying that that's the solution, but running away from it 24/7 is not going to fix the problem. Talk to an adult. If you're an adult, talk to the higher ups, rather if it's the manager, the supervisor, whoever it may be. Figure it out. And if that ain't happening, they're bringing it on to themselves. It's not like you're looking for it. You know what I'm saying? You're just chilling. And as for you that are the bystanders or upstanders, ask yourself, what would you do if you're in that situation? Always ask yourself that, because I promise you, life has a funny way of putting you in situations you never thought that you would be in. So always ask yourself, you witness somebody getting bullied, you witness somebody, being disrespected. You don't got to get physical, just respectfully. Hey man, can you chill out, man? Obviously this person doesn't want to be bothered. You know what I'm saying? Can you chill out? And respectful, because you're not being aggressive, because you're not trying to, get in any kind of confrontation as well. But you also don't allow it to happen, man. The more we are getting too used to this, the less we're becoming humanized. And so we are so, how many times y'all see a fight about to happen, everybody is, you know what I'm saying?
Phones out instead of
yeah. And so, make sure you're not one of those people. Hand your phone to someone else so they can record. And I'm just joking, by the way. I'm messing around. No, all jokes aside, stop that stuff, because I'm telling you, life has a very, very interesting way of putting you back in these situations. So, that's my advice. Always tell yourself, what would you do if you're in that person's shoes? Or what would you want someone to do for you if you were in that person's shoes? And if the answer is help you, then help them. Okay? Help them. All right? Moving on to the final question before final word. And this is another great question. What's one thing every parent listening should do to protect their kids? I'll start off with you, Noor. What should every parent do to protect their kids from bullying?
I'd say go through their phones, delete social media on their phones if they have to. Put parental controls. I know there's some apps on your phone that you could download parental controls on, so your parents can know what you're doing on the phone.
Can we give this guy a round of applause again, dog? Saleh, you're gonna have to beat him on this one. What should parents do to make sure that they're helping their kids and prevent them from being bullied?
Check their phone. Delete Snapchat, TikTok, Instagram. Delete all your friends. Not all your friends. Like all the bullies. Go to the school. Tell them what's going on. And talk to the bully's parents. What's happening? Handle it.
All right. Shout out to Big Sal. Go ahead and give him a round of applause as well. Deservingly so. So we're about to enter the final word. And I just want to say, before we do enter the final word, I want to tell you guys that you guys did a great job, fellas. You did a very good job. I love the conversation. I love where it went. I like how you guys were prepared, by the way. I like how you guys were looking at every single one of the questions and addressed it the right way. So congratulations and kudos to the both of you. And Noor, maybe this won't be the only time you ever come on a podcast show, because you did such a great job. Maybe we'll have to bring you back another time and have you come back and speak some facts on another different topic. But with that said, first and foremost, be sure to follow us on all of our socials. We're on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Apple, and Spotify podcasts, all under Oz Media. You can find all those platforms on our website at ozmedia313.com. This is our Motivate Me 313 show. We also have the Fantasy Guys show where we talk sports. Motivate Me 313, all of our episodes get dropped on Wednesdays. The Fantasy Guys are on Sundays. So make sure you follow us because you'll get a chance to see every single episode that we drop. And this is kind of what we talk about, community topics. Shout out to our sponsors, Juicebox, Holy Bowly, Wingfellas, Bates and Mocha, Chillbox, Melika Kebab, Hanley International Academy, The Family Doc, GE Preparatory Academy, and Royal Kebab. This is now your opportunity to say your final word, your final comments. Saleh, I'm looking at you because I want to let you start. What is your final word, Big Sal?
So my name is Thabet. I feel like stop bullying. Bullying isn't right. It's not cool to be a bully. You could lose friends. Bullying, like you act like you're tough and stuff, but it's not cool. Like you're looking stupid, you're looking goofy doing it. That's it. That's all I have today. Stop bullying.
Noor, final word, final comments.
Bullying is bad. Cyberbullying is bad. Any type of bullying is bad. Spreading rumors is bad. It should stop. If you're sitting behind a screen bullying little girls, little children, even adults, I want you to stand up, stop being a coward, and get a life.
Woo-hoo! I don't know what Yusuf is signaling to me right now, but shout out to Yusuf, man, in the back on the ones and twos. And let me just say this. Let me close out by saying this. First of all, if you want to take it from the religious perspective, bullying is haram. Okay. Just know that just because you're behind the screen and you typed it up, that still is accounted for as if you said it. And just remember that the tongue is the number one thing that we are that produces the most haram or bad deeds is our tongue, which is basically what we say. And just because you're typing it, it falls under that same category. And also know that bullies back then bullied one person and only maybe a group of people around them seen it. When you post comments and post it on social media, and let's say that video is viral, over 1 million views, you know how many people seen that comment? So think about how many people seen your comment that's negative and how that's going to be multiplied when it comes to weighing your good and bad deeds as a Muslim. So you're not just saying it to one person, you're saying it so the whole world can see. So watch yourself and be smart. And the last thing I'm going to say about bullying is, the people that you bully ends up being your doctors. They end up being your lawyers. Because typically nerds are the ones that get bullied, right? Well, guess what? Those nerds are the millionaires. Those nerds are the ones that you're going to go to when you're sick or when you have a problem. So my advice to you is be cool with everybody, because you never know where life is going to take you, and you never know when you're going to need somebody, and they're going to remember that, wait a second, didn't you used to bully me when we were kids? And they're not going to help you, and they don't care if you are a customer or not. They're going to tell you, step out of my office, because I'm not dealing with you, because I know how you act. So please take everything into consideration. This is October. It's anti-bullying month, but that doesn't mean after October you start the bullying again. Quit the bullying, grow up, be mature. It's time for you to focus on yourself. And I know typically when someone is a bully, just know that it's because they have bigger issues, rather if it's at home, rather if it's personal issues, and they're letting it out on others. So maybe they just need that friend. Maybe they just need that person that's going to say, hey man, are you okay? Seriously, if y'all see a bully, just ask them, like, you all right? Is everything good? Is there something that I can help you with? And they might fight it off, but they're going to remember that. And next time you see them, you ask them that same question. And they're going to remember that. And one of those days, they're going to eventually talk to you. And they're going to tell you what's really happening. And 9 times out of 10, it's a bigger issue that's happening that you don't see right in front of your face. So, again, show respect, and you'll get respect. I hope that you enjoyed this episode. Again, this was Season 5, Episode 6 of Oz Media's Motivate Me 313 podcast. Schoolyard to social media. Is bullying getting worse? Saleh Thabet, Nuh Qayed, Yusuf T in the back, Omar T right here. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you all next time.